Hello, welcome back. As you can see, I'm back home for winter break, and since I'm home, I'm back with my paints, which I haven't been around in a really long time because I keep leaving them at home by accident, and I thought I would do a little life updates video now that my first semester has ended, and at the same time, I'm going to be painting this. It was on the discount shelf at Michael's. It is a little angel. It's a little angel. It comes with some paints. It's like made of clay or something like that. Comes with this little thing of free paints, see, and its own little paintbrush, which is not too bad. Paints that they gave, these ones right here, they don't really come with, for one, like Christmas colors at all, and for two, they don't really have like a skin tone color or anything like that, so I do have my own paints out at the same time, and we'll see if we can make it extra fancy. I like to primarily use what they give. I know that they're just obviously like these are just made to make money, like it's cheap and whatever, but I always think that they have like some type of a vision when they use these. Oh wait, they give a little guide on the back. No, I'm not going to use that. But I still did see the dress being light blue, so I'm going to go in with light blue first to do the dress. I'm going to try to hold it up so that you can see it. I hope it's not just washed out the whole time. Oh, this is not it. Yeah, this is not it. I'm gonna have to go in with my own light blue. My white's downstairs, which is very bad. I guess I'm just gonna do this as a dark blue. Things are already going quite well. Actually, I'll mix what they have for the light blue into this dark blue that I just put out. Doesn't look too different, but that's what I mixed together by mixing the light blue with the dark blue that I had. Wow, this like lighting situation is just really rough. I have to paint right next to my face to keep it in focus. I guess that this is fine. This is not awkward whatsoever. So the first thing that I can talk about is the most obvious part, which is that I finished my first semester of optometry school. I can tell you it was not what I expected, but in the best way possible. You guys remember when I talked about it a little bit in my past few videos that I thought when I went into optometry school, I wouldn't have time for anything else, and that I would be eat, sleep, and breathe like optometry school. I would have to give up friendships. I would have to give up talking to my family regularly. Like I read online too, like it will get to the point where sleeping will even feel like you are cutting into your studying time. Like you feel like you can't even sleep because you don't have time for it, because you have to just stay studying the whole time. That's really what I was prepared for. I thought no more weekends, no more outings, no more like fun, basically just all studying. All 100% studying. You sleep and then you wake up and you study. And I was really pleasantly surprised when it was actually pretty manageable. I didn't expect it to be like that. I didn't expect it to be as, I don't want to say easy because that feels like a bad omen for next semester, but it felt so much more manageable than I thought it was going to actually be. I was still able to do fun things with friends on the weekends. I still like did like events. I still went to things. I still was able to go home. I was able to like, you know, just do fun stuff. I really didn't expect to be able to, but the curriculum, at least for the first semester, the one that I just finished, was actually pretty, what is it called? It was pretty manageable. I still have to find a church though, which is something that I was like hoping that like I would be able to find a Chi Alpha there that I'd be able to go to, but there's really not much going on in terms of Chi Alpha in Boston right now. I'm thinking I'm gonna try to join a church when I get back, which will be good because I really do miss it. You know, I miss going to church. I miss being able to have like church friends and people who talk about God and stuff around me, because I didn't really have too many friends who did that this semester, and I kind of do rely on that a lot. I really appreciate when I'm able to talk about God with people. So I think that I have like done a relatively okay job of filling out the dress part. As you can see, these like details on the very front are pretty rough. Like it does not look incredible. The color is not very like solidly across, but I think that that's okay. If I really want to, I'll go back over it later, but this was actually like, this area was no joke. It was kind of hard to avoid all of the details. Okay, next I'm going to try to fill out this little, like these stems and leaves and stuff like that underneath the flowers, and so obviously I need to make that green. And isn't it so funny, they have that detail, and in the colors that they give you there's no green. I know that I'm out here complaining about like a $3 set that's probably made for children, but I mean, come on, like there's flowers and stems and you're not going to include green in the starter colors? Nothing to peel off here. It's too much because it's so little. There's really not much for me to cover and I just use so much green. Ow! Oh my gosh! Why is it so hard to open? I've also found a way to continue dancing while I'm in optometry school in a way that is not like demanding of my time or like taking away from my studies, which is really awesome. Because I live pretty close to Boston University and there's a dance troupe there. I don't think I should say their name just because like I don't have permission or anything like that. But they host workshops once a month that are free to the public, and it's just a fun little workshop. And I think that that's so sweet that they do that because it's like it's free and they're just having fun. Like there's no other reason to do it besides that it's just fun, and I really appreciate that. And there's no pressure to continue going like weekly or commit or anything like that because it's a different two combos like every time that they have a workshop. And they make like a cool like professionally made video too afterwards, or like professional looking like workshop video on their like YouTube account afterwards, which is always cool because I like to screen record the group that I was in and upload it to Instagram. I can't open this white for the life of me, but I refuse. Okay, you know what? We'll try this later. I'm gonna mix the green with yellow. It'll keep its greenness, hopefully, but just lighten up because all I need is for it to lighten up. There's nothing to peel off there either. But yeah, I've appreciated that. So I try to go whenever I can. I couldn't go in November because I was home, but whenever I am there, I like really do try to go to those workshops because it's pretty much the last opportunity I get to dance anymore. I've made a really like awesome group of friends at my college too. And in a way, it's been so good that I have been really like thinking back on some of the friendships that I had before, I guess. And I'm just like, man, what was that? You know what I mean? Like, these people are treating me so differently, you know? Yeah, the people at NECO have been very, very kind. Like, truly, I have not felt this welcome into a community probably ever in my life, to be honest with you. Because in high school, I don't feel like a lot of the friendships that I made were with people who truly, like, wanted to be friends with me, if that makes sense. Like, it was like it was like a passive friendship type of situation. Nobody was actively trying to become friends with me, really, except for maybe like in my church. But in terms of school, like it was very much like not like that. And then even in college, like I thought those friendships were so good, and they really were, but it still kind of felt like a lot of them were made just passively, you know what I mean? But at NECO, I have never felt so welcome by the people there. Like, it's not just a passive friendship of like, oh, well, you're nearby me, let's like talk, I guess. It's very like, no, like, let's hang out. Let me reach out to you and like, let's hang out. I want to hang out with you. You know what I mean? Like they're taking action to hang out. They're like, yeah, let's plan something. Like, let's actually plan a time where we're all gonna hang out. And I don't know, like maybe I'm a late bloomer to everything. That's just, I've accepted that in my life. I'm a late bloomer to everything. And so maybe I am a late bloomer to this. Maybe this is how like everyone else's friendships have been and I just have missed out on them for whatever reason. But man, like it's been so cool. Like these people are really, really welcoming. And I've just had an awesome experience with the people at NECO, honestly. A lot of them are Canadians. That's all I'm saying. I've been living with my aunt too. I don't remember if you guys, I think I told you guys this on one of my videos from the summer. I live with my aunt and it's honestly been a really good situation. I know like I was a little bit worried at first, as I think everyone is when they're going to move in with someone else, but it's honestly been great. I hope that she's enjoying it as much as I am, because I have personally just had a great time living with my aunt. You know what I mean? I think we are perfect roommates, in my opinion. I always get afraid that, like, because I have really not personally had an issue with any of the roommates I've ever had. Like, personally, I've been like, yeah, fine, no issue. But I always have it in the back of my mind that I wonder if they actually did not enjoy living with me and just held it together, you know, when I was around, you know, because I know, like, you know, you guys know, I used to be an RA. So a big part of being an RA is to handle roommate disagreements, and people talk to you about their roommate issues and come to you about moving and stuff like that. So I know that a good amount of people, when they don't like the person who they're living with, will still just not say anything. They will not address it. So there's always, and I always have to tell them, I'm like, you really ought to talk to them about that, because they might have absolutely no clue. I would absolutely have no clue if I had a roommate who did not like me in the past, because so far, I'm telling you, I have had no no issues with any of the roommates that I've had before. Like, how is this made for children? This is like not easy to do whatsoever. These things that stick out are like very tiny details, and it's easy to get your paint on the wrong part. I'm making a mess. This is not coming out good. If you're hoping for a good result, I'm so sorry. Okay, so I did the stems and the leaves. As you can see, I really focused on trying to just fill in the white holes, so the green is not really following the lines super well, and this is actually pretty hard. So I guess I'm just gonna paint the flowers now. Why not? That's fine. I'm actually gonna use the pink here and the red that they have here because I'm okay with it if the flower colors are muted. Another really huge change that's just happened to me over the course of this like semester and the second half of the whole entire year, to be honest with you, is that my mental health has just really improved a lot, and I am really excited about that because I was in a really bad, I talked about it a little bit in like some past videos, but I was in a really bad mental health type of place for a really, honestly, long amount of time, from like the start of COVID, actually like a little bit before the start of COVID. So that was like what, February 2020 to like honestly just this past summer, or maybe just during this past semester. Like that was how long it was. And like I'm always kind of in like a not great place, but like that time was really bad, like a really bad mental health place. I've been realizing over the course of this semester that moving out to Boston was a really good thing that happened for me, I guess. I'm really glad that it worked out and that I was able to get into optometry school. It's a huge difference that I can see because my mental health, it was just really bad for a lot of reasons. I think the ability to get into optometry school and meet all the people that I have met, live with my aunt, you know, have a routine again, go to the gym regularly at this I have a really cool gym that I go to now in Boston. It has some machines that I've never used before. I just feel like I am in so much more healed of a mental place now. It has like a bittersweet part to it because now, like thinking back to senior year, all of senior year was really hard for me mentally. Looking back, I feel bad because I think that was probably the worst version of myself. You know, like I was really like, I was a total downer. I felt like my thoughts were just not normal. I just was in a terrible place, and I think that side of myself really came out to the people nearby me, and I think it was just, you know, the worst version of myself. I am really sad about it because obviously that was the last year I would see those people, so that's the version of myself that they'll remember. I hate that because that is not the version of myself that I like. I know that the only thing I can do is to continue to get better and improve my attitude and improve my mental health and improve my mental state and my mindset and all that different stuff. I can just continue in the future, but it hurts because there were some people who meant a lot to me back at UMaine. I don't know, I just don't want them to remember that version of me, you know what I mean? Like, and it hurts me that they only have that version of me in their heads, and I am rambling, but I'm going to paint the flowers now. So I colored in all the flowers. It's kind of like and then I liked the yellow so much I lined the whole bottom with it. So that's the bottom of her dress now, and I think that I'm going to add the yellow to the trim of her shirt sleeves, and then I'm gonna make the bodice red, I think. And oh, she's holding a little dove. I didn't even see that. Spiel of what I was saying before. I'm very thankful to see that my mental health has improved. I really did not think that it would, to be honest with you. And it did take a really long amount of time. It took months and months and months. I'm still not at 100%, obviously. Compared to where I was, I am like way better. I really do think that a lot of that is due to optometry school, to be honest with you. There is just nothing that silences your thoughts more than just studying and doing flashcards and writing flashcards for hours and hours and hours. I just don't think about anything. There's no other thoughts in my head. My brain is full of eyes. My brain is full of anatomy. My brain is full of procedures, and there's not enough room in my brain for anything else like that. And I really do think that it has helped a lot. I don't know if it's going to be kind of the situation where it's just like a band-aid to put over it and it's not actually healing, and I'm probably going to have to deal with it someday. Either such a good distraction or just an actually really good way of dealing with it. So we have run into a little snag. I regret what I did with the bodice. Look at this. It seemed to mix with the blue paint. Oh, come on. Why am I dealing with this right now? It seemed to mix with the blue paint a little bit in areas. I don't know if you can tell because obviously like nothing is focusing whatsoever right now. But the red bodice has some black parts or blue parts in it. I'm just gonna leave it though. I mean, what can you do? You know what I mean? It's just a little angel. So I'm gonna paint the yellow part of the cuffs next. Okay, so I got the bow tie colored in. I've got the shirt sleeves colored in. I just have to do skin color. Hello. I have to shove my face here in order for it to focus. I just have to do skin color of the hands and the face, and then hair color, and then halo, you know, yellow. I probably should have done that when I had yellow on my paintbrush. I don't know why I didn't. And then maybe I can do some fun little details or something. Okay, I think I finished the bulk color parts of this. So you can see something happened with the hair. I thought that I could make brown by mixing red, yellow, and blue. But I made this kind of like weird color. And then the skin's obviously orange because I can't open the white to make it into a normal peach skin tone or whatever. The wings and the dove are going to remain white. I think it's okay. It's not what I expected for sure. And the hair color is dreadful. And the skin color is also dreadful. And the bodice with the like streaking into it, also dreadful. But I'm gonna see if I can like spruce it up a little bit with some like lining with my pen. So I used this paint pen from the same pack that my friend Deja sent me. Shout out to Deja. I don't know if you watch my videos, probably not. But I used it to line the flower parts on the dress. I don't know how I feel about it. You know what? I do like it. I think it adds a little more detail where there wasn't a ton of detail. I'm gonna try to add some more things on here, like little like sprouts or like what are those little like antennae that come out of flowers are called? I don't know what they're called, the like genitalia of the flowers. But I'm gonna add some more details. I'm gonna add some details on the bodice and the sleeves as well. I'm gonna try to. And I added some white. It looks weird right now, but I think I'm gonna try to give her like a proper face. Okay, I think I have a finished product. I added some more details on her sleeves. I brought out the dove a little bit more. I felt like the dove was very plain and boring, and you can really tell what it was. And then I added, you know, the little stem things that come out of flowers. Why can't I not remember them? Not the antenna. I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't think I got to talk about as much as I wanted to talk about, but I can always make another life updates video in the future if anything more happens. But just know that doing a lot better now is basically the moral of the story. Leave a like, subscribe, I would really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.